Giving you the opportunity as who? He, Mulua, giving me the opportunity to come and respond to him. Am I answerable to him? Did he know how I got to where I am now? So where I may be able to enter, Mulua cannot enter there. Currently, what I can lobby, what I'll be able to do, the impact I will be able to bring to bear on Salome, and for that matter, I could say, Mulua has not that chance. Yeah, before we go, I want this message to get to those people who think that they are concerned about Akuse development. These kind of elements are the people who are rather retarding the development of Akuse.
My last question for you before we go. I saw on social media that you were criticized, or it was alleged that you were instigating people to vote against the DC nominee. How true is that?
DC nominee.
Yeah.
So which social media, who brought that up?
There is a social activist that we all know who speaks on social media by name Mulua. Yeah, there was an allegation alleged by him that you, to be precise, have something to do about the turnout of the first results that came out of that election. How true is that?
Well, I decided not to comment on this issue. But since it has gone that wide on the social media, which myself, my attention was drawn.
Okay.
Well-meaning, level-headed people who can read and write and analyze issues, who are reasonable and wise enough, called me and spoke to me behind concerning the issue you are raising. And to start with, I don't have any problem with the so-called Mulua. The issue that was mentioned has to do with the presiding member.
Okay.
Who is a direct brother to that Mulua. And so, if such a person would come out to say anything which is not coming from any neutral person, then you can know where the interest lies. But let me put it on record now that nothing of such happened. We are in a democracy. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
We are championing the togetherness of the assembly members in Akuse. And so, this presiding member issue started from the very first time we entered the assembly. Okay? And we raised issues that we wanted the presiding to go a certain way, but we couldn't come to a conclusion on that issue until the general elections were over. And so now that we have the previous MC is out, and then we have a new one nominated, and all that, or a new government in office, and everything has to be done. Yes, afresh.
Yeah. So the resets have started.
The resets have started.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So people were asked to apply for the MC. 3 people were shortlisted. And then the final name came up, which is the current MC we have in the person.
So I want to correct something.
Yeah.
My viewers, so the issue Mulua raised was not about the DCE nominee. It was rather the presiding member for Akuse.
Yeah.
That is where he did the video and then alleged that he has something to do with the outcome. So I just had to correct this.
Good.
So please, we can.
Thank you so much. And so, if you have any issue about any information you picked, the best thing to do is to approach the person and ask. But mind you see, initially, the brother who is now the presiding member didn't show any interest in becoming a presiding member.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
All right.
He never showed any interest. There was a time we went to the assembly, and then one guy from the crew there mentioned to us, we're all standing like this, that this time they would like the presiding to be coming from Akusi.
Okay.
Okay. So he, the current presiding, he amongst us and one other person are the most senior amongst us, because they have been there, I think, the third time now.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, fourth time. Yeah. So they thought that if there is anybody who is fit for that position, should be coming from him. He should be the sole candidate. So it was just something they made mention of. Then we came back, but there was no any interest. There was one guy who is the assembly member of Pon and Hujo, Honorable Raymond Bossen. They started this thing, his interest way back when we first appeared at the assembly. So he started his campaign. He's been here on several occasions. He came, the first meeting we held the meeting in his house, the current presiding member's house.
So on the record, what you're trying to say is that the current presiding member now, he even housed you to do meetings concerning somebody who wants to vie for the post of presiding member.
Yeah, he visited us to show his interest.
Okay. And you people had a meeting in his house.
Okay. Because of his condition.
Okay.
So we decided that we're having a meeting in his house.
Okay.
And then he made his intentions known there. And then we all supported the idea that, fine, if he has that interest, we will also throw our support behind it. And he kept pushing calls here and there. But so there was one time we had to meet, I think the second time again, and then he shows his interest. And then the current member now called once time that, he wanted to go. So in fact, actually, because Raymond was pushing more and he was coming out with his proposal, his ideas, personally, I bought into it. I wasn't the only person, but I'm not going to mention names.
Okay.
Okay? I wasn't the only person. I bought into his ideas, and that is democracy for you, and that is me. If my loyalty shifts to a certain area and you are able to answer questions that I put to you, Master, I will be behind you. Whether you get the nod or not, my loyalty is unwavering.
Okay.
You understand me? And so we're going until the last hour. Then our brother started showing more interest. So we had to have some engagements again. And then there were a lot of power plays within the system and even at the background. And we had a meeting again. That, okay, when we went for the first election, actually, he didn't get, Raymond didn't get. Then when we came back, that was where the information started coming out that I, Honorable Kpeli, instigated people not to vote for him. And then they even mentioned the former assembly member of Osokutu. He's my mentor. Are you getting me? That I said, how? So they raised the thing on a platform of which I was a member. He created that platform, Akusi Development. And so I came and then I responded to it. And then quickly, I took myself off the platform and then deleted it. And then he called me, I didn't answer. I even mentioned there that if you want to put out any information about somebody, you need to cross-check from the person. You not put the information out there, try to tarnish my image. And then on the platform, you are raising an issue that you are not giving me the opportunity to come and answer. Giving you the opportunity as who? He Mulua. giving me the opportunity to come and respond to him? Am I answerable to him? Did he know how I got to where I am now? So, whatever agenda he is up to, that is to him. But I am not answerable to him. I am answerable to the people who elected me. They didn't elect me to go and campaign and vote for a presiding member. The people of Salome. I want to put it on record for him to know that the people of Salome did not vote for me to become an assembly member to go and elect or to vote and campaign for any presiding member. That is not their prime priority. Are you getting me?
But it is also part of your responsibility as a member.
Absolutely part of my responsibility as a member to vote, which I voted.
Yes.
Okay? When we all decided that we were going for only one candidate, I voted for him. When we decided that we needed to present just one candidate so that we will not be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I voted for him.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So where is the issue that you were there and I did not vote, or I voted, or whatever?
Okay.
So this is the issue.
Okay, thank you for clearing yourself. We need to understand this. But my last message to you is that you just said that the core responsibility of people of Salome voting for you is to represent them and get their community fixed for them.
Good.
I would like you to do that for us. We will follow up because we are taking it upon ourselves this year that Akuse must be reset to gain what Akuse used to be again. And being people who come from Akuse, we will do that to make sure we get to where we're supposed to get to. So thank you for having you on my show.
Yeah, before we go, I want this message to get to those people who think that they are concerned about Akuse development. This kind of elements are the people who are rather retarding the development of Akuse. My position I hold now, I'm a prison officer before being elected as an assembly member. Where I may be able to enter, Mulua cannot enter there. Currently, what I can lobby, what I'll be able to do, the impact I will be able to bring to bear on Salome, and for that matter, Akuse, Mulua has not that chance. And moreover, he is not a registered member of this town, this community. Are you getting me? He's not a registered member. And so, those are the people, if somebody is going, doing something wrong, you need to approach the person.
But, how, if you say registered member, as in a registered voter?
He's not a registered voter, let me put it that way.
In Akuse. Yes, because if you say a registered member,
he's not a registered voter.
There is a committee or there's a membership card you must have.
He's not a registered voter. He's just walking about, being saying he's. There was a.
But we know Mulua's impact on this community.
Fine.
Mulua have organized series of demonstrations. Yeah. He has spoken to people on authority that have brought certain temporary measures, especially the roads, fixing of the roads, Akuse hospitals, hospital. There are certain projects that were done through his intervention. So when you say where you can enter, fine, it can be true, but I don't want us to downplay people's capabilities and what they can do. We know what you can do. We know what he can also do. So I will only suggest that both of you want Akuse to be great again.
Good.
You want Akuse to develop. So the people of Akuse are appealing to both of you that whatever connections you have that can bring development to Akuse, to make Akuse great again, we would like both of you to champion your energy to that particular project or that particular cause than trying to fight each other. And lastly is that my last concern for us to go is the issue with VRA. You, the people of Akuse, the assembly members, you know very well that VRA ends at the junction. They are where they reside is in that area, but they use the town. They come to the market, they come to the hospital, they come to the bank. So why have you people kept quiet on their construction of the road they ended it at where their office and where they reside ends. What has been your actions when that was done?
We have not kept quiet over this matter.
Okay.
We have not kept quiet over this matter. You know, there are certain times when you are doing things. You must not talk too much.
Okay.
You understand? You must not talk too much. When you talk too much, then that is where people will also try to strategize against you or for. Maybe somebody is also looking for that publicity or recognition.
Okay.
And so the person may go behind you and do some other things. We have not kept quiet. We have engaged VRA in a number of meetings concerning this road issue.
Okay.
The last time myself, I was on air, okay, to announce to the whole town that we are stopping VRA when the, how do you call it, Honorable Ibrahim called me, he's the zonal council chairman, that I should rush to his house now because he got the information that the VRA people who abandoned our route are now using their trucks to convey materials through the road, through America, to the site there. And so we were there. And we made it known to the driver that you should go and never return. Immediately, they organized their management and then they called us into a meeting. That meeting, we raised a lot of issues. And then they told us that the road they promised us wasn't even what we are seeing. And so I also answered that if you said you have promised us a route and this is not what you have promised to give us, why is it that what you have done, you couldn't extend it to the town? We needed to see something like that on the ground. At least that will also allay our fears that whatever you have promised, if it is an asphalt or whatever, we'll be praying that it happens. Because these days, when there is a funeral, that is where you see people developing their houses and homes. And so I put it to them that since we are here, and they said, oh, there is a project that is going to be undertaken on the dam. And so they want to fortify the road and raise the standard of the road to a certain level that the materials can ply on. It's a good news that we've all welcomed in Akuse that goodness will also fall on us to see the change in the road network within the Akuse township or even within the community. But here we are. They couldn't do that. And so they pleaded with us. We were there, all the assembly members, with some opinion leaders, and even to put on record the Nantuku chief, the Zongo chief was there, and other stakeholders in town. And then they pleaded with us that they were going back to consult with their management, that we should give them 1 month. And so I believe that by close of this month, that 1 month grace period might have elapsed.
Okay.
And so we will engage them again. I think the last time the zonal council chairman called me that we need to sit down and talk because we need to revisit this issue and then remind them that the grace period that they requested from us or they said we should give them is expired. So what next? Then you hear from us again.
What next is the question. This is Honorable Kpeli, who represents the people of Salome. Thank you for coming. This is the Community Eye Show on Storm City GA TV. We leave no stone unturned. We are to make Ghana great again, Akuse great again.